Well, it's another wild Wednesday here in Texas. I'm gonna try to get through this. There's definitely a lot of ground to cover here, and the topic that you gave us about whether people that have driver's licenses, that they should make a requirement for what it takes to be a good parent, almost like a license to parent. Uh, so I went through and I broke up all the different views, the ethical views, um, the approaches, and I'm going to run through those. I've written them down on my giant piece of notebook paper here. Try to get all my thoughts organized and make sure it's good. So I would say the utilitarianism approach is that being able to have a baby or not, so not being able to have a baby would not give them the most amount of joy, and it wouldn't benefit them. If their law was against having a baby, for bad parents, a utilitarianism parent would not get the most joy out of not having a baby, and would try to possibly be a better parent so that they could get the most amount of joy. The Kantianism approach is they may say that we should consider the person's rights, that if we pass a law that they have to get a license to become a parent, and we could take that away at any time, it may be directly infringing on a God-given right for us to have a child, something that's as old as time. Just anyone and everyone could have a child, and I feel like the Kantianism approach would be that would infringe on their rights. Um, the feminist approach, it's a really long one. I kind of came up with two sides to what I think they could infer from this. I believe they would also say that because they form this special relationship with the child, that no one would be able to take the baby away from them, because they form that special bond, and it wouldn't be right to take this baby away from that person, vice versa. Alternately, though, they may say the person that's trying to take the baby, so the government organization, whoever the person is, or the government trying to pass the law may say, well, they have a special relationships for babies who are in bad homes, because maybe they came from a bad home, and that's why they're fighting this cause, and so it would almost be their right, because they have this special relationship with these babies, to make this law, to be able to take them away. So it's just kind of two different views. I feel like you could almost gather from the feminist approach. I don't know if that's correct, but we're gonna go with it. Virtue ethics, that approach may say that the cowardly thing to do is just to keep standing there and watching while somebody is being a bad parent and not doing anything about it, and they may need to take a courageous virtue about it and pass this law. So they keep seeing somebody just neglect, abuse, whatever it may be, to this child. The courageous thing would be to make this law again, to have a license to parent, and take the kid away. As far as how consistent this could be, I feel like you could have someone where there's like a drug baby, and then the other person just like forgot to get their kid from soccer practice, and I don't know how you would weigh the two in between and figure out what it is, who's the bad parent and who's not in every circumstance. So it'd be kind of difficult, in that. So I appreciate your thoughts. Been good with the ethics. Thanks for the feedback. I like that a lot. Have a good night.